Welcome one, welcome all to the Funhouse. I am Uncle Salty. This is episode 86, and it's playtime. And there's no better way to celebrate the 86th episode and kick off 2026 than to do a baseball card set presentation. It's the 40th anniversary of 1986 Topps. And today on the show, we're going to be talking about my 1986 Topps baseball card complete set, as well as talking about the 1985 Major League Baseball season, the statistics, the memorable moments, and a couple of other surprises as well. Let's begin by showing you the 1986 box of 36 packs. And as you can see, I paid $121 for this box this past summer. A far cry from the $12.60 that the box cost in 1986. Flipping the box around to the bottom, you can see that there are 4 special cards printed on the bottom of the box, one of which is Pete Rose, and we will be talking a lot about Pete Rose on the show today. Let's get into the 1986 Topps baseball card set. Card number 1 is Pete Rose, and Topps decided to make Pete Rose the first card of the set to commemorate his record-breaking achievement of 4,192 career base hits. He achieved that goal on September 11th, 1985, surpassing Ty Cobb. A side note to that, I can vividly remember watching NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw, and they made the announcement on Nightly News that evening. So that's a fun little memory for me that I will always have. The next 6 cards of the set are commemorative cards showing off each Pete Rose Topps card, beginning with his 1963 rookie card and then going through year by year all the way to 1985. Taking a look at the backs of the cards, you can see that the Pete Rose card number 1 is different than the rest of the cards in the set. And that's because I chose to buy a Topps Tiffany card, since Pete Rose is one of my all-time favorite baseball players. The Topps Tiffany cards were the exclusive, pristine parallel to the regular base 1986 Topps set. As you can see, they're printed on white card stock instead of the gray card stock, making them nicer and cleaner. Next up, we've got Mr. Padre, Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn, as well as another card that is not technically in the 1986 Topps set. It's a Topps traded Barry Bonds rookie card, and we'll take a look at the back of that card as well. And as you can see, the Topps traded cards are also printed on the white card stock. So once again, they're nicer and cleaner. A more pristine card. Topps incorporated the manager cards in their set in 1986. As you can see in the middle, we've got Milwaukee Brewers manager George Bamberger. And speaking of the Milwaukee Brewers, in 1985, they had the number 1 overall draft pick, and they chose catcher B.J. Surhoff. We've got a couple more Topps traded rookie cards, Jose Canseco and Will Clark. I chose to buy a few Topps traded rookie cards that are not in the set for my own personal 1986 set. And we also have a Topps traded Mark Eichhorn rookie card. In the bottom corner, we've got Kansas City Royals relief pitcher Dan Quisenberry. And in 1985, he was the Rolaids Relief Man of the Year. That award went to the relief pitcher who had the most saves in Major League Baseball. We've got a couple more Topps traded rookie cards, Bo Jackson and John Kruk. And we also have, if you'll look at the Bill Doran and Bobby Wine cards, Topps misprinted the Bill Doran card, and it's supposed to be card number 51, and instead they printed card number 57 on both Bill Doran and Bobby Wine. The 1986 Topps cards are difficult to keep in mint condition because of the black borders on the cards. I hand collected this set as a child back in 1986, and although my set is probably not completely mint, I believe that I kept my set in extremely excellent, great condition. Probably my cards are, I would say, near mint. And for keeping this set from a hand-collected set back when I was a child, I kept them in very good condition. We've got a nice mug shot of Ozzie Virgil, as well as Hall of Fame pitcher Nolan Ryan. Back in 1985, it was the first year in which Major League Baseball went from the championship series in the American and National League from 5 games to 7 games. So the Dodgers and the Blue Jays were the runners-up in each league in 1985. We've got our final Topps traded rookie card. It's Mitch Williams, the Wild Thing. And speaking of wild, my favorite name in the 1986 Topps baseball card set, Montreal Expos Razor Shines. We've got another card right here, the Seattle Mariners manager Chuck Cottier and the Montreal Expos manager Bob Rogers. Topps misprinted those cards as well. They both have card number 141 on the backs, and Bob Rogers is supposed to be card number 171 in the set. I believe he's on the next page, and he is. We'll show you that it says card number 141 instead of card number 171. In the bottom left corner, we've got the 1985 American League Most Valuable Player, Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly with the New York Yankees. We've got the final card for Hall of Fame relief pitcher Rollie Fingers. He retired at the end of the 1985 Major League Baseball season. Hall of Famer in the bottom right corner, Philadelphia Phillies third baseman Michael Jack Schmidt. Another little fun thing that Topps did in 1986 is they put the 1985 record breaker cards in the middle of the set, and the first card in the top left corner is Vince Coleman with the St. Louis Cardinals, and he was the National League Rookie of the Year in 1985. The American League Rookie of the Year in 1985 was Chicago White Sox Ozzie Guillen. The next record breaker card is Dwight Gooden, pitcher with the New York Mets, and he was the National League Cy Young Award winner in 1985. As you can see, yet another Pete Rose card, 85 record breaker, most hits lifetime. We've got a cool action photo of St. Louis Cardinals backup catcher Randy Hunt in the bottom corner. And another fun little story from 1985. It was the first baseball game that I ever went to. It was on September 1st of 1985. I saw the Detroit Tigers play the Oakland Athletics at Tiger Stadium, and the Tigers defeated Oakland 14-3. So another fun little memory for me from the 1985 Major League Baseball season. Topps also put the team leader cards in their set, and the player depicted on the front of the card is also the dean of the team. The player with the most seniority on each of the teams was depicted on the front of the card, and the Philadelphia Phillies team leader card had Hall of Fame pitcher Steve Carlton as their dean of the team. Got National League Gold Glove catcher with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Tony Pena. A couple of Hall of Famers on this page. Milwaukee Brewers' Paul Molitor, and one of my favorite baseball players of all time, Jack Morris with the Detroit Tigers. Got Hall of Fame catcher with the Chicago White Sox, Carlton Fisk. A couple more of my favorites. Los Angeles Dodgers manager Tom Lasorda and Detroit Tigers Kirk Gibson. Up in the top left-hand corner, Hall of Fame third baseman with the Kansas City Royals, George Brett. And speaking of the Kansas City Royals, they defeated the St. Louis Cardinals in 7 games in the 1985 World Series, and it was also called the I-70 World Series because Kansas City and St. Louis were just right down the road from one another. All you had to do was hop on I-70, and it was, I believe, an under 2-hour drive from city to city. Couple more Hall of Fame players on this page. Kirby Puckett and Don Sutton. Hall of Famer with the Baltimore Orioles, Cal Ripken in the middle. Let's move the book a little bit there. Up in the top corner, we've got Terry Forster, pitcher with the Atlanta Braves. Looks a little bit overweight, but he probably could win a beer drinking contest. We've got a couple of Cecils back to back, Cecil Cooper and Cecil Fielder. We've got Hall of Fame pitcher with the Chicago White Sox, Tom Seaver. Hall of Famer with the California Angels, Rod Carew. And another fun thing that Topps did in 1986, and they'd done it a few years before and several years afterwards in each of their sets, is they put the turn back the clock cards in their set. And on the bottom there, you have 25 years turning back the clock from 1986. It's 1961, and Roger Maris with his 61 home run season. Hall of Fame manager with the Detroit Tigers, Sparky Anderson. He was the first manager to win a World Series in both the American and National Leagues. about the Major League Baseball Manager of the Year with the St. Louis Cardinals, Whitey Herzog? Got another team leaders card with the Atlanta Braves. It's Dale Murphy, who was the dean of the team in 1985. We've got the American League Cy Young Award winner, pitcher for the Kansas City Royals, Brett Saberhagen, and he was also the most valuable player in the 1985 World Series. Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson with the New York Yankees. Another Hall of Famer, Wade Boggs, third baseman for the Boston Red Sox. Keith Hernandez, the New York Mets. He won a Gold Glove in 1985. Hall of Fame relief pitcher for the San Diego Padres, Goose Gossage. Another Hall of Famer, relief pitcher Dennis Eckersley. However, he's more well known for his time with the Oakland Athletics. Nice action photo of Hubie Brooks with the Montreal Expos. Down in the bottom corner, the Montreal Expos team leaders card. It's Andre Dawson. So he was the dean of the team in 1985 for the Expos. The National League Most Valuable Player in 1985 for the St. Louis Cardinals, Willie McGee. Hall of Famer for the Cincinnati Reds, Dave Parker, the Cobra. Oil Can Boyd, pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. Fernando Valenzuela, pitcher with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Definitely a big name in the 1980s. Another great action photo of Bo Diaz, catcher for the Cincinnati Reds. How about Billy Martin, manager for the New York Yankees in 1985? And then we've got the first two cards on this page right here. Tell me what you think in the comments section. I believe both Steve Garvey and Roger Clemens should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. And speaking of the Baseball Hall of Fame, in 1985, Cooperstown enshrined 4 new players into the hallowed halls. There was Archie Vaughan, Enos Slaughter, Hoyt Wilhelm, and Lou Brock. We've got my all-time favorite baseball player, second baseman for the Chicago Cubs, Ryne Sandberg. And Sandberg won a Gold Glove in 1985 as well as a Silver Slugger Award, which makes me question why Topps made Tom Herr the Topps All-Star for their 1986 baseball card set, since Sandberg won both of the awards that you could win at second base. And this card right here, Brad Kamensk, has a little bit of historical meaning for me personally. As you can see on the back of the card, I told you earlier that I hand collected the cards, and you can clearly see the gum stain on the back of that card. So I just think that's kind of fun that I kept that card for my own personal set. And we've got more All-Star cards for both the American and National Leagues. We've got on the bottom corner Lance Parrish, who was the American League Gold Glove winner at catcher in 1985. Yet another Pete Rose card, and that's his manager card. And we've come to the last page. And on the last page, we've got Hall of Famer Phil Niekro, as well as the Pete Rose card that I showed you from the bottom of the box. I bought another one of those and cut it out of the bottom of the box to put it in my 1986 Topps set. And there is what the packs looked like in 1986. Thank you for watching the show today. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button, definitely subscribe to the channel, and as always, have a pleasant evening and a wonderful tomorrow.